Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, your host with the most, Mac, aka Mr. Burger. Riding shotgun with me, as always, is the Robin to my Batman, the King Kong to my Godzilla, the Ichabod Crane to my Headless Horseman, David Big Balls D. As always. Hail David D. Hail Jeremy. This is going to be a quick one. Mr. Cortez. No, Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter. My eyes are bad. Mr. Carter, hail to you, sir. Hail to you. I'm going to make this a relatively quick one because I got up and I saw this and I became extremely insulted by it. I'm going to play this for you, and then I'm going to do a rant on the other side. I am so sick of these government-sponsored grifters in the UFO community, in the phenomenon community. I am so tired of these people. Basically, the few people that I trust that are part of the UFO community is Area 51, and of course, the Y-Files, AJ from the Y-Files, and Hecklefish 2028. If you're not voting for Hecklefish 2028, then who the hell are you voting for? Folks, I'm about to get into it. I'm going to play this, and then I'll see you on the other side. Again, this will be relatively quick. Let's get into it. Here we go.
Better happen before that. I don't think we're going to be in any shape in a decade to be doing very much of anything. So I'm not hopeful for the future direction that we're moving in it.
And the future direction, climate-wise, AI-wise.
Climate-wise and geo.
The minute you say the word climate, anything, I tune out everything you're saying. You instantly become a shill and a liar.
Political-wise, that's the thing I think is going to kind of come. I think things are going to be pretty difficult starting in a few years. And from what I've been told by sources,
you hear of something big coming down the pike. Have you heard of these claims? And if so, do you have any idea what it may be?
Yes, I've heard of them. Yes, I'm aware of them. And I'm not able to have that conversation.
Got it.
Absolutely. Lou Elizondo is a complete and total liar and shill. There is no such thing as a sanctioned whistleblower. If you are a sanctioned whistleblower, you are a gaslighter and a propagandist. This guy, everything, he can only say things that are approved by the Pentagon about ATIP, about UFOs. He can only say things, so many things that are approved, which means he's not a goddamn whistleblower. He is a sanctioned shill.
It's not my conversation to have, but I am aware of it.
2027 was mentioned at one time. I've heard other dates in the 30s. I don't know. I've got no idea. I have no leads that make me feel strongly that this is true. I think it's speculative.
Reading a lot of stuff that says, full contact in 2027. And there's all these people that used to work for NASA or all these other organizations out there talking about how our history as a species is really simply a...
Some may feel in the government the mere fact of acknowledging this, if there is some sort of malintent, may push up artificially a clock that exists somewhere for these things to say, okay, the foolish humans are now, the cat's out of the bag. They know we're here. We need to go in now.
And so at a certain point, where do they have to do something to protect other places? Because
I am not sure about Dr. Stephen Greer. I'd like to know your opinion on him, David D. We both watch the Y-Files regularly. We're both aficionados of this community. I would like to know your opinion on Dr. Stephen Greer. David D., go ahead and put that in the chat. I don't know whether or not I can trust him or not. I don't know. David D. Saying greetings to the chat, greetings to yours truly. But again, David D., I would like to know what you think of Stephen Greer. Some of the things he says make sense, but some of the things I'm a little bit suspicious about, as is AJ, as is the host of the of Area 52 and Area 51. I discount Secure Team. Secure Team is they've sold out. They are literally been taken over by the government. Never trust anything coming out of Secure Team. Never trust anything coming out of third phase of the moon. They're absolute liars. They show AI generated videos and they know it for sure. They are nothing but a bunch of liars and retrobates. Here we go.
There's a universal principle of self-defense. So far, we've just been cruising along, getting away with this foolish and childish behavior. But I can't give you a timeline on that. But I think that, I honestly, from what I've heard from very senior intelligence sources inside the so-called illegal operations, is that it's thought that it would not be able to go on beyond 2026.
Story that set the whole UAP community on fire about this disclosure that I think Jeremy Corbell was coming out and whistleblowing on, if I remember correctly, that they were saying that they're gonna blue beam, they're gonna trick us by saying that there's a mothership arriving, and
that lie is going to be that there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth. And that is the lie they're going to want you to believe. That is the lie you will be told. You're going to be told that there is a craft.
A broken clock is right twice a day, folks. Jeremy Corbell is not somebody I trust or believe, which is weird because I got to be honest with you. I actually think George Knapp is a genuine individual. I really do. I think George Knapp is an honest broker. I think George Knapp is legit, but he's partnered with this guy who I think is the absolute opposite of the word legit. Let me see what David D has to say. Let's see. Oh wow, I can't see past the thing here. Hold on a second, folks. Let me remove that for a second so I can read this. I am not familiar with that gentleman, but it is very difficult to believe someone without solid, genuine proof. Amen, David D.
On its way to Earth.
Amen.
That's the lie.
where it's like, how do you know
as I was saying, Jeremy Corbell, when he says that, that's literally the only thing that I have ever believed that Jeremy Corbell has been honest about. They're gonna say there's a mothership on the way to Earth. The only thing I disagree with that is that's not what's gonna happen. Well, I'll get to what's gonna happen after we see this. But Jeremy Corbell told the truth right there, probably for the first time in his worthless life.
He's saying that he's exposing it, but how do you know if he's exposed? It's just like,
yes, there was an official effort by some people in the government to actually look at this data, and there were some products produced. That's a fact. I won't go into more detail on that, but it wasn't 2027.
Okay.
And
no, tell them what Bluebeam is.
The allegation was that there is an alien mothership that is about 2 years away from Earth. and it's going to make landfall on Earth in 2027. And that is the government's PSYOP plan.
I'm just concerned. That's all.
Yeah.
So I don't think 10 years in the future. I only think 3 or 4 years into the future.
Mm-hmm. It's too uncertain past that point.
I would say so.
On mission, I know that it
I don't know what that guy's talking about, but I don't believe a word he said.
actually occurred. They mentioned Holloman. They mentioned an agreement of some kind, and that there is a 50 to 70 year periodicity when that sort of a meeting takes place again. So we're in that time zone right now.
And is this the alleged countdown clock that we've been hearing about?
Absolute nonsense, garbage, and nonsense.
Yes, that's the one Ramirez and I and everybody else has talked about. We still don't know who originated it. But yeah, we all kind of tend to have fallen onto that time frame.
A lot of what we take for granted now in life, I don't think is going to be, we're not going to have it. A lot of things we have now that makes our lives as wonderful as they are.
I wonder how many cats that woman owns. What do you think? 3, 4, 5 cats? I wonder.
Like electricity?
I don't know. Just the access to all the things we have access to now that are dependent on the globalization, basically, which just aren't sustainable.
This is from King Milkfart, and they say, how do you feel about a supposed impending event that is coming? Do you feel anxious, happy, excited? How do you feel?
Let me get David D back in here. All right, let's see what David D has to say. How do we know that we have the technology to spot these vessels, no matter where they originate from? Very good point, David D. Very cogent and logical, not like your normal foolishness. But David D makes a good point. How do we know that these people have the technology to spot this stuff that's outside the solar system and everything else? Now, we can see exoplanets and we can see other things that are hundreds, if not thousands of light years away, or at least recognize some of those things. So we do have the ability, supposedly, to spot things outside of the universe. The Hubble telescope, the James Webb telescope, so forth and so on. So we can spot things outside of the solar system, but I believe that all this stuff that they're talking about is nothing but balloon juice. Frankly, I think it's a setup for a hoax. I'll get to that in a moment.
Well, first of all, great question. Almost a trick question. Very, very clever. Very, very well worded. There's been a lot of talk about something happening. Right now, there's a lot of...
At that moment, there'd be a new knowledge.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm not going to look at Lou Elizondo in a fucking cowboy hat. That's just more than I can take at this time of the morning.
Well, I had no idea if this was even possible, But these astronomers run it through the machines, and it comes out that star is going to come up on the horizon in Easter of 2026. And from that point forward, they started remote viewing.
And I would say I've heard 2027 in a kind of an official capacity I can't reveal. So I think I would say that people in the government are aware of something happening and that there's limited time, a few more years to prepare the people, and that's what's ramping up this acceleration from the previous 7 decades.
All right, enough of this. I've had just about it. I'm not dealing with this anymore. This is all nonsense. Every word is absolute balloon juice bullshit. This is not what is going to happen. Old Mr. Berger is once again going to go on record. We got something for David D. Hang on. I believe we have mapped out a small portion of our ocean. Perhaps the ocean floor is another place we should look. I'll get to that, David D. You're absolutely right. Some of these USOs and some of the things that I've talked about from the Reddit whistleblower who was featured on Area 52 and Area 51 about the mobile construction unit that is sitting somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean that is supposedly responsible for making or building certain UAPs. We'll get to that in a moment. I think the ocean is hiding a lot of actual things, not necessarily things that we build or are part of this nonsensical shill. Let's see what we got here from Agent. What do you know about Phil Schreiber? I believe Phil Schreiber was murdered. I believe his story about what he encountered underground is true. I believe that you don't choke to death. You can't choke yourself with piano wire and then shoot yourself in the face or in the chest. I'm not laughing at his death. I'm just saying that the report of how he died is positively fucking absurd. It's ridiculous. He was murdered based upon what he saw and what he experienced. You're welcome, Agent 71. You're welcome. Now, I will state once again, this is what is going to happen. There will be a daytime UAP event. Do you hear me? A daytime UAP event that will occur not in New York, not in Los Angeles, but some city in the middle. Technically, it will be over a suburban area in a city in the middle of the country. Kansas, Illinois, Texas, Oklahoma, some large city with a big suburb. There will be a daytime event where a UFO, a rather large UFO, we're not talking about 30 feet. We're not talking about we're talking about something that could be hundreds of feet, potentially between 100 and 300 feet in length, will appear over an active suburban area during the day. It will be a daytime sighting. Do you understand? It will be a daytime sighting, folks. It will be undeniable. Hundreds, thousands of people will be able to record it on their phones or whatever. The entire event will last anywhere from 2 minutes to 5 minutes. That's all it'll be. 2 minutes to 5 minutes. And there will be thousands of people that get it on their phones. It will be featured on the local news. It will be featured on the national news. They will not be able to ignore it. It will be first a national news story here in America, and then it will go out through the entire world, possibly. Now, here's the thing I don't know. Similar events will occur potentially all over the world. In Germany, in France, in Russia, in China. Simultaneous events featuring craft of a similar size, not over the cities. They will not be featured over the cities. They will be featured in suburban areas, not over the cities, in suburban areas, and they will not be featured in capital cities. In other words, if it does happen globally, you will not see it in Paris. You will see it in a smaller city like Nice or Marseille. And if it happens in Germany, you will see it in Frankfurt or somewhere over the Black Forest. You will not see these events occur over major cities. They will be in suburban areas globally. Every government in the world will do two things approximately. Two things. They will begin, hang on, Crow, I'll get to your skeptical comment in a moment. They will begin to do two things. They will acknowledge the event has occurred. And then they will claim vehemently that they have no idea about it and they need to study it and so forth, and take expensive studies and so forth and so on. This event will be a complete and total hoax. a global, worldwide hoax. It will not be true. No part of it will be true. They will either use holographic technology or they will use anti-gravity technology. They will use magic tricks. I don't know, voodoo. But I assure you, what you are seeing or what you will see is a hoax, a man-made hoax. It will not be real extraterrestrials. It won't be anything like that. Let me tell you something. Now, well, first of all, why would they do this, Burger? What is the reason why anyone will pull off such an elaborate hoax? Ladies and gentlemen, to a great degree, I'm a very spiritual person, a religious person, but religion has not unified the world in the way that it should. As a matter of fact, religion has actually divided the planet. We have Islam, we have Christianity, we have Buddhism, we have Judaism, we have all sorts of religions, Catholicism, Presbyterian, we have all sorts of religion. They have not religious fervor, or religious tenements have not connected the world or unified this planet in the way that it should. The fear of global climate change has not unified this planet in the way that it should. That's why the WEF is literally falling apart. The WEF, World Economic Forum, tried to make climate change a global religion. It is, of course, nonsense because it doesn't exist. It's not actually happening. And it's just another way to get money out of your pocket. So climate change didn't work. Political ideology does not work to unify the entire human race. It never has. It never will. Ladies and gentlemen, the only thing that can bring the human race together as one unified unit is fear of an alien invasion. The only thing that will get everybody on this planet in line so that they can easily be controlled is the fear of an alien invasion. The elites are losing control for myriads of reasons, political reasons. They're not delivering on their promises. The elites make these promises. They're going to make your life better and everything else. They make your life worse. And people are catching on to it. In Europe, America, all over the world, the elites are failing. You could have a serious revolution on your hands, a serious uprising in all of humanity simultaneously. And that's the last thing the people that run this planet want. So what are they going to do? They're going to say that we're going to be invaded by an alien race, an alien species, and we all have to come together and give up our money and collectively fight against these big, bad alien monsters. The daytime event that I'm telling you is going to occur before the end, either 6 months before the end of the Trump administration or 6 months after. During that time period, there will be a daytime event that will occur in this country that will be undeniable before Trump leaves office. And that's when global control over the population will be implemented. And they are going to do it at a level that they've never done it before. Listen, usually when you have people like Alex Jones and Joe Rogan out there, they will have the ability to counteract the narrative. They will talk and they will get people to think, hey, something about this UFO event doesn't make sense. And before you know it, people, a movement will build up against it, and the truth will get out that it's a false flag, that it's a hoax. The people that are going to run this event this time are not going to tolerate that. They will not tolerate dissent this time. When this event occurs, certain individuals, certain celebrities, certain politicians, certain podcasters, within 2 years to 5 years of this event occurring, a lot of people that you know and respect and trust will be dead. This is the second part of my prediction. A lot of people you know and a lot of people that you trust are going to end up dead. Either they will be outright killed or they will suffer unbelievably coincidental accidents. When they implement this plan, when they pull the trigger and this event occurs, there will be no dissent allowed. Planet Earth will be forced to get on board with this or they will kill you. And I'm not just talking about one or two individuals. I'm talking about large parts of the population. You will either succumb and submit to their lie or you will die. This is the last card they have in their deck. And when they play it, it will end it. It will be the end of all of us. Buy into the global alien invasion or you will die. Period. Mm-hmm. Red Scare with new branding. Exactly, Crow. They are going to do this and they're going to do it relatively soon. What you don't see every day, folks, is there are riots in Germany. There are riots in France. People are getting upset. They don't have money. They don't have accumulated wealth. They don't have the ability to pay their bills, and they're getting more and more pissed off. The leaders of Europe have invited waves of barbarians into the gates, and people don't like it. Same thing in this country. Same thing in South America. Same thing all over the world. The global elites have failed you, and this is their last play. They are going to convince you in no uncertain terms that this planet is going to be invaded by aliens, and 90% of the people on this planet are going to fall for it. And those that don't will be exterminated. Ladies and gentlemen, your boy Burger is up in the middle of the night. And yes, by my own admission, I've had a couple of Lime Rickies. But that doesn't make anything that I've said any less true. These people are setting you up for the greatest con job ever portrayed in all of human history. It's coming. It will happen before Donald J. Trump leaves office or shortly thereafter. Very shortly thereafter. And you will not be able to tell that it will be a very convincing fraud. I'm going on record. This is the 5th time I've gone on record to make this statement, and I stand by it. Everything you've been told about UAPs and UFOs is a lie. Every word of it. Let's see what David D has to say here. Hang on. David D has said something. A little bit. A little bit. But that doesn't negate anything that I'm saying, David D. Not one word. It just makes me more lucid. So that being said, no, gummies make me paranoid. I haven't had them in months. I mean, in years, because I started yelling at my mom and started hearing strange noises at night. Anywho, the point is, Lime Rickies are good. And the other point is, don't fall for this crap. Get ahead of it. The only way to stop this, well, I don't know if there's any way to stop it, but maybe the only way to slow it down is to start talking about it. Amen, David D. True words, never spoken. Absolute facts there from David D. Which is a bit unusual. Folks, I'm laughing and everything else, but this is actually fairly serious. They're coming for your wallets. They're coming for your freedoms. And this time they're going to take it. This time they're going to win. This time they will succeed at what they've been trying to do for more than 5,000 years. Unfortunately. 90% of the people on this planet are going to go along with it. And those of us that don't, it's not going to be a good time for us at all. So, folks, I'm going to wrap it up there. I told you I'd keep it short, but I just want to go on record. I want people to know that I'm the one that predicted this. Nobody else is saying this. I'm the one that's predicting this. Me, Mac, a.k.a. Mr. Burger, trivia show host, animator extraordinaire, independent filmmaker, and friend to David Big Balls D. Is telling you for one more time, there will be a daytime UFO event that will occur over a suburban area in the United States. That event will last approximately 2 to 5 minutes. It will be recorded by thousands of people. It will be seen by billions of people. And the government's answer will be, we don't know what it is, but we need to study it and spend a lot of money. We need to protect you from it and spend a lot of money. We need to take away a bunch of your freedoms and spend a lot of money. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is all. You have been warned. Spread the word. Mr. Burger has spoken.